I did change my passport.
I always need a side hustle.
Yes, I need to stop having so many side hustles.
Now I remember.
7, I'm going to start it. That's that weird general deliberation. We have 5, right? As long as we have 5. we can
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I want to start by apologizing for my voice. I'm not contagious, but it's allergies, so I just wanted to mention that. I don't usually sound like this, but this meeting is being held in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act and is open to the media and public. Notices were duly posted and the meeting was advertised in the Hunterdon County Democrat and Courier News. Formal action may be taken. Can you get a roll call, please?
Mrs. DePinto.
Here.
Mrs. Fiore.
Here.
Mr. Lopes.
Here.
Mrs. Menser. Mr. Peach. Mrs. Podgorski. Ms. Ryan.
Here.
Ms. Wolf.
Here.
Dr. Sucio.
Here. Can we stand for the flag salute? Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Hart, superintendent's report, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our April 30th Board of Education meeting. Tonight, we have several students to recognize for some extraordinary accomplishments here in our community. First, I'd like to begin with the Hunterdon County Librarians Association Enthusiastic Reader Award. The Enthusiastic Reader Awards are designed to honor young readers in Hunterdon County who show enthusiasm for reading and sharing books. They read independently on a voluntary basis, through school and public libraries, and choose books appropriate for their interest level. The criteria for selection also include students who use books for a variety of purposes, read independently on a volunteer basis, use school and or public libraries, and select books at appropriate interest levels. The following 3 students have exemplified these qualities of an enthusiastic reader. These students have been invited to a special reception at the Hunterdon County Library on May 22nd. And at this time, I'd like to ask Mrs. Zanardi to join me in welcoming these students to the podium. So Mrs. Zanardi's going to call your name. When she calls your name, we're going to special supervision.
So I'll start with 3 bridges. Unfortunately, the enthusiastic reader is not able to attend today, and that's Cole Bren. The RMS enthusiastic reader, I have a little special place in my heart where she did go to White House. And as Dr. DeRosa says, you have to love White House best.
Just a little bit.
And that's Catherine Albrecht Smith. I remember you had some very specific likes when you were at White House. You weren't a broad reader, you were a voracious reader, but very specific. So it sounds like you brought it out, which is what we always hope to see. And for White House School, we have and for White House School, it's Linnea Vanden Aker. Is she here? Okay. Linnea is one of the few kindergartners who I have a special challenge in the month of February, where the goal is to read 1,000 minutes. And she was the only one in her class, yes? Yeah, and one of, I think, only 4 in kindergarten. And her sister, May, who's a year older, she also reads 1,000 minutes every year. So I am so proud to, that book would be back to the words. Thank you so much.
This year, students from Hollenbrook School participated in the New Jersey Destination Imagination State Tournament. Destination Imagination requires students to engage in research and presentation skills, collaboration, quick thinking, teamwork, creativity, and communication skills. These hardworking students placed first and second overall. And I'm going to ask Mrs. Vance and Ms. Mahoney to join me in calling student names. Should we stall? Should we stall for a minute? Mrs. Vance, Destination Imagination is a competition that involves several competitions and levels. And tell us a little bit about what the students designed.
Put me on the spot here, Dr.
Good job, Mrs. Vance.
So there are different types of competitions for Destination Imagination. We participate in the improv category. So it's the students have to think on their feet, and they are presented at the beginning of the year with a challenge. And the challenge has all types of components that they have to incorporate into their improvisational performance in order to gain maximum points. So part of this is research, right? Teamwork, improv skills, acting skills, right? Working together to come up with a solution to the challenge. And Ms. Mahoney and I cannot say enough how proud we are of these students, because by no means is this an easy task. This is a really long process. It takes a lot of grit and determination to do this type of work. We think, we see improv on TV and we think of it as, just thinking on your feet. There's a lot that goes into this. And they really have to want to participate in this, to do this club. And they brought it that day, so we are so proud to say that our teams came in first and second place for the elementary level.
Wow.
So the next year, we're going to have you read student names, starting with the extravagant.
The extravagant six, or six is a theme for us this year. So the extravagant six, Aubrey Brooks. Jordan D'Antuono. Adele Duclair. Lars Solberg. And Sienna Torres. And our six musketeers, Catalea Finley. Lila Greenberg. Cindy Greenwald. Allison Gutierrez. Nina Hardison. And Patrick Rose.
Congratulations, everyone. The New Jersey School Board Association Unsung Hero Award recognizes eighth grade students who make outstanding contributions to their schools and communities, but are often overlooked by traditional student recognition programs. This is what makes them unsung heroes. Selection criteria may include students who have overcome difficult academic or personal challenges, model good citizenship, or exhibit a spirit and quiet strength that inspires others. This year, the eighth grade teachers unanimously nominated this one individual for this award. Our RMS unsung hero is Dominic. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Spatz to say a few words about this award. Mrs. Spatz.
If someone asked Dominic how he would describe himself, he would say, I'm just a chill dude who goes with the flow no matter what happens. But in reality, it's this positive, chill attitude that makes Dominic an unsung hero. He faces every day with a smile on his face and a positive attitude despite the significant obstacles he has had to overcome in his life. Since he was born, Dominic has had to face many medical challenges. These challenges have led him to consistently undergoing tests, visiting specialists, and even being hospitalized for extended periods. This, coupled with the recent pandemic, led to Dominic missing a significant amount of school to keep himself healthy. As the pandemic ended and Dominic entered middle school, he faced having to move unexpectedly, which was extremely hard on him. Dominic didn't let the time away from his peers in school get him down. He just kept trucking along. His medical needs are coupled with some learning challenges as well, but Dominic doesn't let that stop him either. He puts in his best effort in every class and is engaged in what he's learning. He's inquisitive and wants to do well in school. Despite the challenges he has faced in his life, Dominic continues to persevere. He is the first person to offer to help someone in need or to be a friend to others. He doesn't expect or want any special attention or for people to feel bad for him. He's a sweet soul with a heart of gold who spreads sunshine to all that are lucky enough to know him. I am forever thankful to have been part of his educational journey for the last 3 years. Dom, I speak for all of your teachers and the staff at RMS when I say we are so proud of you. Your spirit and quiet strength amaze us every day. Keep on shining.
I want to thank our families and our staff for coming tonight to recognize these extraordinary students, and most importantly to our students who are recognized tonight. Thank you for always being your best selves, being inquisitive, being hard workers. We really appreciate all of your best efforts in school. It is the best time of year. It is springtime. It's still light out, so you have time to go home and get some ice cream. So I suggest you can stay if you'd like. Everybody can stay. We're going to continue with our board meeting. Feel free to stay. Thank you so much for coming. Before you go, Dr. Cerciello or the board, is there anything that you'd like to add before our folks depart?
No, I just want to congratulate all the recipients tonight. That was really great, and that last award was particularly awesome. So thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We're going to move on with our board meeting. You're certainly welcome to stay, but understand if you don't. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. At this time, I want to review our district goal progress for the 23-24 school year. I like to begin with a little bit of reflection in what we've accomplished over the course of the year. And I saw this Carnegie quote about setting goals that command your thoughts, liberates your energy, inspires your hope. And I really love this quote because I really love the goal setting process at the beginning of the school year and over the summer. And I also like the review process of looking at district goals because it's a time for anticipation in every new school year, and it's also a time of reflection. And the joy of being a school district administrator, the joys of working in schools is that we get to start fresh every September, which is really nice. We can start with a fresh set of goals, and we can start with other initiatives. And I believe that we began the year with energy and spirit, like this quote talks about, but I also believe that we're going to end the year with energy and hope and spirit, like the quote talks about as well. So some of the reflections from this year include that our 3 strategic goals continued this year. We've been tethered to our strategic goals for 4 years now, and we've gotten to the point where our goals are really being monitored and maintained. That I'll talk about a little bit more at the end of the presentation, but our goals of inquiry, partnerships, and social awareness have become part of an ingrained fabric of our district, which is really nice to see. We set academic goals, and we've shown the board and the public that over the past year, we've seen some positive progress and some great growth for our students. And I have a couple of slides that speak to that. And preschool, we've talked a lot about preschool. It was a large, ambitious, tight timeline project, but opening a mid-year program was really successful. And we were able to place about 100 students in preschool programs district-wide. Many are going to be entering kindergarten. The fact that we're also going to continue to grow next year in our preschool program is a reflection of the fact that this collaborative effort was really, I want to say, inspiring and thoughtful, and one that we've worked really aggressively to achieve. So just a reminder of our district goals. We set a goal for academic achievement to focus on using data to bolster academic achievement as measured specifically with iReady. We also really take a close look at NJSLA assessments. Our preschool goal was to design and implement a comprehensive preschool program to serve free of charge 105 Reddington 3 and 4-year-olds. And we have a plan for the next 3 years to expand preschool for Reddington 3 and 4-year-olds. And then our strategic goals are these. For the past 4 years, we've been focusing on creating an inquiry-based framework for kids, as you see through passion projects in grades 3, 5, and even enhanced now in grade 8, where students are doing not only passion projects and civics projects, but also service learning. Social awareness, where our learners are going to feel connected, valued, and secure in digital and non-digital environments. And there's a nod in this goal also to our green and sustainability efforts. And then partnerships. Schools are the hub of our community. I truly believe that. We engage students and parents, and employees. We are probably one of the larger employers in Reddington Township. There are so many people that have vested interest in our schools, and it's so important for us to establish and harness those partnerships with all of the stakeholders in our schools. And these are 3 continued goals for this year. So let's start with academic achievement. For some reason, the font is not coming through very well on some of these slides. I know it looked okay when I PDF'd it, but I'm sorry about that. Is it good on the screen? least I did half of it, right? It's good on the screen. So first I want to point out that there's two slides at the side. One is the board goal connections, because there's lots of goals every year in the district. The board sets goals. You set goals for yourself. The district sets goals. Administrators set goals. Employees or teachers set professional development goals. What I want to point out here is that a board goal is connected to a district goal is connected to an administrator goal, administrator goals are connected to teacher goals. So when we talk about goals, I want to show here that all of these connections are being made so that we are moving in the right direction with each one of our goals, and we have synergy behind our goals. So this one shows that the board and the district are in harmony working with both of these goals, and it shows consistency in our initiatives. So some actions completed. We focused on using iReady and NJSLA testing data to design instruction. We also used, specifically with the NJSLA, those evidence statements that we talk about in Ed Tech, which drills down directly to the standards and how our students do on specific standards in the area of math and language arts. And we've used that data to really design, enhance, and address instructional needs throughout the district. We do very well. I'm very proud of the progress that our teachers and our students have made, but you know that there's always room for growth, and we're continually looking for growth through the data. We're enhancing programs to address diverse student needs, primarily in two ways: expansion of and enhancement of our English language learning program through our sheltered English instruction, which is SEI, and special education and intervention programs. You'll know as we talk throughout the rest of the spring into next year, we're constantly looking to redesign our special education programs to best serve our students in the district. We have in-district autism programs, behavioral disabilities programs, learning and language disabilities programs, and all of these are designed to keep students as much as possible in district, learning with their peers. And we're constantly moving that needle to make sure we serve students in the best way we can. We used ESSER and ARP funding. This is our final year of ESSER and ARP funding, but we used it to design intervention programs for students, mainly through the YMCA. We redesigned schedules to follow the new RTEA contract and maximize student instructional time, and that's a real focus on academic achievement. And all of our QSAP scores are above 80%, which identifies our district as a high-performing district and a high-achieving district. Some of our academic, this is just a brief overview of our academic achievement data according to iReady, and this is just a snapshot. We have not administered the final end of the year diagnostic for iReady, so this is mid-year. There was a much more detailed report that was provided to the Ed Tech committee, but suffice it to say, here's our math data, and this is progress toward annual typical growth. We would expect halfway through the year, a typical student to grow about 50% in that year. Any percentage over 50% that the student or the district is growing suggests that we're closing achievement gaps. So a student that's growing 66%, for example, or the district growing 66% in math over the course of half the year means they're growing about 2/3 of the year in half the year. So we're making gains. In addition, on the right-hand side, you'll see how green is good, right? So we'll see how we want to see those green bars grow as we administer this assessment throughout the year. Academic achievement in reading. So progress toward annual typical growth. Again, same logic applies here. We would expect a child to grow about 50% halfway through the year. That's typical growth. Anything beyond 50% means that our students are making gains beyond what is typical. So 100% growth means that students have grown an entire school year in just half a school year in the area of reading. And these are district averages overall. This is not every grade level all the time, but this shows academic achievement for reading. So 100% is really good. So that's a snapshot of iReady data. Preschool. Again, there's a connection to our board goals, but our actions completed include making application for the preschool program on the very aggressive timeline that you all learned about over the summer. We got notified in July, I think 8th, and we had to complete the application by August 11th and have a plan for implementing a mid-year program. We developed our plans for implementation using the mixed delivery model. The mixed delivery model. In order to service the most students in our first year, we had to use not only in-district facilities, but also out-of-district facilities and our private providers. We updated facilities to accommodate preschool. So our in-district facilities, we updated to accommodate preschool, and we've helped our private providers look at some potential updates there as well. We did implement a mid-year opening for approximately 105 students. That went extremely well. We provided transportation. We developed communications planning and parent info sessions concerning registration of the program. The fall information session, some of you may have attended, was probably about 70 people in this room. There's a ton of interest in preschool. And we have another info session June 4th to talk about next year's program as well. We also developed the ECAC committee. This is our Early Childhood Advisory Committee. This is a group of parents, private providers, administrators, and preschool teachers that help make decisions regarding the future of the preschool program. So some substantial work in the area of preschool this year. And our strategic goals. Again, connected to our board goals. There's been continued implementation of interest inventories. We continue to use that data conversation guide that many of you experienced back in our October Board of Ed meeting, where we reviewed data and you even tracked some of the data on that conversation guide. That keeps data part of the discussion in all of our schools and all of our classrooms. We enhanced 3rd and 5th grade passion projects. We developed an 8th grade capstone project along with the civics project. We even expanded civics projects this year to include some history projects in United States history. And there's a service learning opportunity that's happening for 8th grade later on in May. We've had a very successful therapy dog program over at RMS as well that really attends to the needs of students as far as their social and emotional needs. And our solar installation, we've been working consistently, and I want to thank Jason for his work on the solar installation. We've been trying to move forward with an installation which is not only great for the district and budget and finances, but also good for the environment, which is, again, part of our social awareness goal. I just got one of the principal's newsletters that had a whole bunch of actions from Green Week, which was really cool. So there's been a lot of work that we've done in the area of green and sustainability. Other projects and accomplishments. So we set goals every year, and then some things come up. And these are important things that have come up that were really time-intensive and important projects. We did a successful Hollywood principal search over the course of the winter and into the spring. There's an ongoing Reddington Middle School assistant principal search now that Dr. Moss is moving over to Hollenbrook. That should be wrapping up by the May board meeting. We've engaged in communication strategic planning, which was an ambitious project for this time of the year. But board members, community members, parents, employees have all been involved in giving feedback to our communications consultant to launch a plan for September. And we've talked to finance about engaging in some capital and maintenance projects that were unanticipated, but we believe are important for the maintenance and safety and security of our buildings, and all of those continue to be ongoing. So the big picture, just overall, preliminary data shows tremendous academic growth this year. Like I mentioned, anything over that 50% mid-year growth shows closing of achievement gaps and shows that kids are making progress beyond mid-year. Preschool is a success. We have plans to double our classrooms for next year, moving from 7 classrooms to 14 classrooms. We have almost 200 students registered for preschool, which is great. And we, through all of this and all of even the unanticipated goals, we've remained tethered to our strategic plan. And I like thinking about how this just has become the fabric of our district, that when we talk about inquiry, and we talk about partnerships, and we talk about SEL and social awareness, that this is common vernacular among our district. I want to thank you all and the district staff and the administration for a great year. Achieving goals is not just a superintendent and board effort. This is really a collaborative effort, and it cannot be done without everyone here, in the audience, and in our district really working together to achieve what we need to achieve on an annual basis. So thank you all for a wonderful year and support, even though it's only April and we still have 2 months left to go. Questions from the board about goals, progress toward goals? sick because my papers are here. On tonight's agenda as well, I just want to point out that the final budget adoption appears on the agenda. So we've talked from February, March, and until now about budget preparation. The last stage of the process was to submit our budget to the county office for review and get feedback from them about any changes or revisions. Jason, I'll just ask you to say a few words about how the review of the county went, and if there's any substantial changes in the budget, which there are really none.
Yeah, so the county office just had minor changes for forwarding and presentation, so enrollment data, things like that, that are put on the user-friendly budget. There's no changes to the tax levy, no changes to the budget. So the budget that you're seeing this evening is the same budget in essence that was presented in the March board meeting. So if you vote to pass this evening, the tax levy will be certified in a few weeks thereafter.
Questions about budget? And I'll just, yeah.
I know the past few years you've gone to township committee to present the budget after it's finalized. Is that the plan again for this year?
Yeah, our plan is to email them to see if there's a meeting that we can go to where we would present, basically what we presented to all of you back in March. Now that it's finalized and presuming it passes tonight, we can tell them that we've passed our budget, we're ready to present should the township committee want us to present there. We have to coordinate some calendars because it's getting close to the end of the school year, so, yeah. But we will make that offer again.
Great, thank you.
Staff Appreciation Week is next week for Reddington Township. It starts the week of May 6th. The National Teacher Day is celebrated on Tuesday, May 7th. This day recognizes our dedicated educators across the country and especially here in Reddington. Next week, we'll celebrate not only our teachers, but all staff that work in the district and support our students and our community. This year, our teachers are recognized for making significant contributions to the teaching and learning process for Reddington students. They looked deep into data to make instructional plans, provided support and intervention for students in need, and designed creative lessons to spark student innovation and enhance passion projects for student exploration. Paraprofessionals always find ways to support students with specialized instructional needs. Our paras for preschool and kindergarten work side by side with the classroom teacher to also deliver small group instruction for our youngest learners. They're always flexible and responsive to our student needs. Our child study team and school counselors know the social, emotional, and academic needs of all, and it goes hand in hand for our students. They develop plans to support the needs of all children. Some even do so with a therapy dog. Our beloved school nurses ensure students are healthy to attend school. They also tend to the emergency medical needs of both staff and students. Our custodial and maintenance staff attend to the cleanliness and safety of our school buildings. They are up really early in the morning on cold winter days for snow removal to ensure that schools can open. Our technology staff come to BOE meetings to ensure our technology is working properly. They ensure that we are protected from cyber threats and manage over 1,000 Chromebooks for over 100 iPads for student use. This Nelson Mandela quote is displayed in the superintendent conference room. Quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." To all of our staff who arm our students with knowledge to influence positive change, we thank you. So we have a great week planned for the next week with the HSA. So thank you to all of our staff. And I just wanted to say a few words. Thank you. There's also a resolution on the agenda too, under personnel, that recognizes our Staff Appreciation Week.
Thank you, Dr.
Hey, I'm done.
Thank you,
Unless
Dr.
anybody has any other questions.
Any questions? Thank you, Dr. Hart. A lot of great things happening, for sure. We are now open to the public, limited to action items on the agenda.
Good evening.
Hi, for those of you on the board that don't know me, I'm Christine Creeley. I'm the current seventh grade school counselor at middle school. I'm here tonight to just thank Dr. Hart. I had a conversation with him today, and I've asked him to reconsider my transfer. And he has let me know that he's willing to do that, so I really do appreciate that. I realize that, I just wanted to say that I love being a middle school counselor. I certainly don't want to leave middle school. I've learned to enjoy middle school, but I will do my job wherever I'm asked to do the job, and I know I'll do it really well. I did want to clear up one thing. Parents have reached out to me thinking that I've requested the transfer. I would not request the transfer and leave students in their 8th grade year. That's not my style, so I just want to clear that up for the public, that I would not choose to leave students going into their 8th grade year, certainly. So I do want to thank you, Dr. Hart, for considering that. I also wanted to say I've really enjoyed working with Brad Clipple. I'm sorry that he's moving on, and it's been a fantastic year, so thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Anyone else?
There's somebody on the chat.
Okay.
Gargi Adakari.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Hart, for your precious words. And a comment from Joe Costigan. Christine, you are such a wonderful advocate for our RMS students. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Sure.
Christine, thank you for coming. I appreciated our meeting today. I want to let the board know that when Christine and I talked today that I did explain that I was going to keep this resolution on the agenda. It is still my recommendation for you tonight, but I will follow up with Christine after tonight as well. So my recommendation for the transfer is still on the agenda. And we did talk about this a little bit today as well. Okay. I just want to make sure that it's clear that that's the recommendation. I don't want to, I'm not requesting it be pulled from the agenda.
Okay, thank you. There was a correspondence, an email from CS. Oh, that was the next thing. And next, we're going to do the approval of the administrative reports. Can I get a motion to adopt 1.01?
So move that. Second, Carolyn.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DePinto,
Yes.
Mrs. Fiore,
Yes.
Mr. Lopes,
Yes.
Mrs. Menser,
Yes.
Mr. Peach,
Yes.
Mrs. Bogorski,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Ms. Wolf,
Yes.
Dr. Cerciolo,
Yes.
passes.
Approval of the minutes, motion to adopt 2.01.
So move that. Second, Carolyn.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DePinto,
Yes.
Mrs. Fiore,
Yes.
Mr. Lopes,
Yes.
Mrs. Menser,
Abstain.
Mr. Peach,
Yes.
Mrs. Bogorski,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Ms. Wolf,
Yes.
Dr. Cerciolo,
Yes.
passes.
Moving on to finance, a motion to adopt 3.01 to 3.14.
So move that. Second, Carolyn.
We did not have a committee report this time. Can we get a roll call? Does anyone have any questions? We would ask. Any questions about anything? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. DePinto,
Yes.
Mrs. Fiore,
Yes.
Mr. Lopes,
Yes.
Mrs. Menser,
Yes.
Mr. Peach,
Yes.
Mrs. Bogorski,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Ms. Wolf,
Yes.
Dr. Cerciolo,
Yes.
passes.
Moving on to education technology, can I get a motion to adopt 4.01?
So move that. Second, Carolyn.
And we do have a committee report.
Yes, we do. The Ed Tech Committee met on April 19th. The first item we discussed were the school building schedule revisions. For the K through 3 buildings, Dr. DeRosa, Dr. Bengals, and Dr. Higgins presented the K through 3 proposed schedule beginning in September. The goal of the new schedule is uninterrupted math and ELA blocks while providing the contracted 300 minutes of teacher prep time per week. With stakeholder engagement, White House School and Three Bridges created a K through 3 scheduling committee. The new schedule will have 50-minute blocks for specials, Grade levels will have specials at the same time for more consistency and in line with developmental needs. Computer class will become more of an integrated STEM period. Lunch will be closer to the middle of the day with grade levels slightly overlapping in the cafeteria. The new schedule also allows for more flexibility in the day for intervention. Mr. Charleston presented the RMS schedule. The RMS scheduling team is made up of teachers and administrators. Parents and stakeholders were also asked to give input throughout the years-long process. The scheduling team conducted site visits and solicited schedules from surrounding districts and county and within county. Periods will be 42 minutes long with 4 academic periods in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. There'll be 1 period in the middle of the day, which is a 64-minute block for lunch, recess, and flex time built in. 7:25 is the entrance bell. Dismissal will be at 2:30. The schedule will be on a 4-day rotation cycle. 1 period drops each day, allowing for students to have core classes at different times of the day. All core classes will be seen daily with math and ELA on a double single block rotation. No more academic support block. There will be 8 encore slots, 2 a day for each student, with new encore options introduced. This schedule allows for more flexibility for intervention instruction. And then lastly, Mr. Nigro introduced the Hollenbrook school schedule, which was changed in the beginning of this school year with input from various stakeholders and supervisors. They have been on a 6-day schedule, which is working well. There will not be significant changes to next year's schedule, but included is dedicated time for intervention and an enrichment period at the end of the day. Next, the committee, Ms. Pouch shared that the health and sexual health education letters will be going out to parents and guardians on April 22nd. Those already went out. Those are for grades 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parents and guardians will have 2 weeks to fill out the opt-out form if they do not want their child to attend these lessons. Sexual health instruction will begin mid-May. Then next, Dr. Hart presented a report with Ms. Pouch about middle school math, particularly 8th grade instruction, to see where improvements can be made to fully return to pre-COVID achievement levels. Using data shared by Hunterdon Central of current 9th grade Reddington students, Ms. Pouch and Dr. Hart found that Reddington students are performing similarly to the students of other districts on the PSAT exam. Additionally, Reddington students have a high success rate of passing freshman courses. Only 6 students changed math courses in high school this year, with 4 moving up levels and 2 moving down. To ensure that the growth trajectory is sustained in the area of math, particularly in middle school, the district has implemented several notable action steps. These include personnel adjustments, professional development, a schedule change, and exploring new resources. The new RMS schedule will provide students with more time for math, from approximately 215 minutes a week to between 301 to 344 minutes weekly, based on a rotating schedule. The increase in instruction time will allow for small group personalized instruction. The district is currently using Big Ideas curriculum, which is what Hunterdon Central also uses. However, with the new math standards, the district and Central are looking at other resources such as Ed Gems to potentially pilot a unit for 24-25. The district is also working on identifying resources and teaching strategies for multilingual learners. And last, Mr. Belsky gave us a quarterly tech update of the current projects and initiatives, upcoming initiatives, which include a network switch refresh. These are all things that are very, very tech specific. A network switch refresh, RMS, the front office renovations and all the tech needs around that. The RMS cafetorium performances sound system, White House School Computer Lab, preschool room renovations as needed for things such as whiteboards, and a move of the district website over to Final Site for 24-25. Additionally, the district will continue to update video camera server and software for greater storage capacity and faster video retrieval. And lastly, the district received a New Jersey cybersecurity grant for cybersecurity enhancements. We scheduled our next meeting for May 20th.
Thank you, Mr. Feely. Does anyone have any questions?
I do have a comment, actually. I was wondering if the personnel committee can review 5.23 at the next meeting,
Okay.
at their next committee meeting.
Oh, no, about ed tech.
We're on EdTech.
We're
Oh,
on
sorry.
EdTech. That's,
Oh, sorry.
no, that's okay.
I jumped ahead.
Not a problem. EdTech is kind of short.
Sorry, I was looking at it.
Not a problem at all. Does anyone have any questions regarding EdTech?
Two quick questions.
Sure.
One, there was reference for the K-3 to the change in blocks for specials. Are there any changes to math and ELA? What would the instruction time be?
The instruction time is going to be relatively similar. The nice thing about the schedule is with some consistent blocks for schedules, for the specials, we'll have a consistent 60-minute block for math and 110 minutes total for language arts in the K-3 buildings. That 110 minutes is hard to sustain fully throughout the day without interruption. So at most, it could be divided into 2 blocks of like 55 minutes and 55 minutes or some other combination, but it's a total of 110 minutes daily.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Thank you. Can we get a roll call, please?
Mrs. DePinto,
Yes.
Mrs. Fiore,
Yes.
Mr. Lopes,
Yes.
Mrs. Menzer,
Yes.
Mr. Beach,
Yes.
Mrs. Bogorski,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Ms. Wolf,
Yes.
Dr. Seuss,
Yes.
passes.
Moving on to personnel, can we get a motion to adopt 5.01 to 5.25?
So moved, Jennifer?
Second, Carolyn.
Do we have a committee report?
Yes, we do. The Personnel Committee met on April 24th. We reviewed personnel matters, staffing updates for the RMS Assistant Principal search, as well as staffing updates for the 2023-2024 school year and 2024-2025 school year, non-tenured staff, staff commendations, non-aligned staff salaries, and items on the agenda are new staff hires, transfers, and renewals for 2024 to 2025. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 21st at 8:45 a.m.
Thank you, Ms. Wolf. Any questions or comments?
Run personnel.
Yeah.
I'll restate, if the personnel committee can go back and review 5.23.
5.23. All right, so now how does that happen? Do I just get to decide, or is this a vote that we take? I don't honestly know, so I'm asking.
Is it to table to pull it off the agenda? You have to make a motion to pull it off the agenda.
Okay, so then someone would need to make a motion to pull that off the agenda.
I just have a quick question
Yeah.
about it. If we vote yes to 5.23 tonight, does that still allow you to, under your conversation you had today, and make changes if they are needed?
Yeah, the transfers can be made at any time.
Okay.
So even if it happens today, it passes today,
Okay.
I can still go back and follow up
Gotcha.
with any conversation.
Is there a motion on the table?
So I'll make a motion to remove 5.23 from the agenda tonight.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, please. Is that the next step? We just ask for a roll call. Okay, let me try to
This
do
is
this
to
properly.
remove is yeah. To remove it is yes.
Correct. If you vote yes, you'll be removing it. If it's a no vote, that means it would stay on tonight.
And we're voting only on this specific
Only on this
motion,
one, only
and then
on-
we'll go back to.
Right. This is just on 5.23.
Ms. DePinto,
Sorry.
Sorry.
What will delaying this do though, like as far as moving things along? So
We will not be able,
like,
any open position that these transfers leave will not be open to post until the next board meeting. So the reason, like,
so we
the
can't isolate like ones within it, can we? Like,
you would have to,
No.
no, I don't think so.
you would have to make a motion to amend the resolution, but technically you could amend the resolution itself. It's kind of like if you could amend the bill list to remove one bill, you could do that, so you could amend the resolution rather than making a motion second to remove the entire resolution. But currently, that motion second has already been pushed forward, so no matter what occurs, we'd have to vote on the current motion second.
So, Dr. Hart, which position would remain open? You're saying we couldn't post for the position?
Right, so there's transfers of individuals into positions that are vacant now. When we transfer individuals, then it's gonna open another vacancy. Do Do you follow what I mean? Like,
No,
for
I
example,
understand,
like,
so can you address which ones would be vacant? Like, would one be vacant, 5 be vacant? Like, how many are we?
six would be vacant. It would impact delaying 6 to open positions. The reason why we put it on this agenda was, in case you haven't heard, there's a retention recruitment issue that we're trying to work on with teachers. So we really want to post and fill positions before we get too deep into the spring. So putting the transfers on now, and there may be more coming, it's other positions might be vacated. Putting them on now allows us to post for any positions that will now be vacant because of a staff transfer. So for example, certain individuals are maybe moving from clerical aid to special ed aid. That's going to mean a clerical aid opening, but that person is in that position now. So we wouldn't post for that until it's vacant.
But after we vote on this, can we just make another motion and put everyone else back on? You're just saying we have to vote on that if the motion's been made.
What is it that you'd like me to do? Just tell me what you want me to do. Do you want me to? I'll have.
I have a question
Go ahead.
before you
Yeah.
go on to 5.23 as it stands now.
Yeah.
Is your recommendation as superintendent, having vetted these decisions,
Through the
how
administrative.
it's written today, through the
Yes.
administrative team is still your recommendation? I
Correct.
just wanted to clarify.
I would not change that. No, that is my recommendation.
Thank you.
All things being considered, even after a meeting today, where I said, this is the recommendation, this is how it's going to go on the agenda. I explained that I'm not pulling it, but I will go back and revisit conversations.
Thank you.
Yep.
So can I amend my motion, or I can't do that to make this easier?
I just want to follow the process. Of course, yeah.
It's her motion.
If it's an okay thing to do, then I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, if that's an okay thing to do.
Okay, I mean, I would like to just remove the school counselors for RMS and HBS for further discussion.
And I'll second that.
Was that a new motion? Is that,
It's an
okay?
amendment.
Is that an okay thing to do?
Yeah, no, that's fine. So it's basically, Mrs. Ryan is making a motion to remove school counselors from resolution 5.23 only, leave the remainder on there. And Mr. Vogt seconded that, so it's just a re-verbiage of the resolution. So if you vote yes, you're voting to remove the school counselors only from that resolution. If you say no, the resolution stays as is. And then when you vote on the whole of personnel, you'd be voting on that resolution as it currently stands. So yes is removing school counselors, no keeps it as is.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question then? So we have an open position in school counselors. So that affects the hiring timeline for the open position, does it not? If we, or could you still potentially hire? I'm just thinking, so that would be then on our May agenda, would be to approve. Is that, I'm concerned.
I don't know why that would affect an open position. I don't know.
It would clearly
You
affect it in
can't, you
terms of
can't
the
hire
hiring.
for a position if it's not open yet, right?
Well, it wouldn't be open because they're transferring. RMS and HBS are swapping counselors. And then there's still an additional open counselor position at RMS. Yeah, so it shouldn't affect that open position.
I would just want clarification that it doesn't
I think we'd be
impact
okay.
hiring the new.
Yeah. Yes. I promise I will have all conversations I promised to have in my meeting regardless of how this goes. I will keep my word.
Since we're commentating prior to the vote, I just want to add that I personally think this would cause an unnecessary interruption to the recommendation from Dr. Hart. And certainly a delay in moving forward in the district. Okay, we're ready for a roll call unless anyone else has a comment. Roll call, please.
I have a comment.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I would just like to say, we don't want to disrupt, I don't want to disrupt Dr. Hart's hard work. I just don't want to see these kids lose their counselor if they don't have to.
Well, I appreciate that, honestly. And as an educator, no one wants to see any counselors shift, but sometimes decisions have to be made and things happen in terms of whether they lose a counselor this year or next year, somebody else has to go into another position. Sometimes it happens. And you know, we hopefully trust Dr. Hart and whoever else he confers with, including the personnel committee, to have those conversations and make the best decision for the district. So, but I do appreciate what you're saying. Yes, anyone else? Can we get a roll call, please?
Ms. DeVinto?
No.
Ms. Fiore?
No.
Mr. Lopes?
I second yes.
Mrs. Menser?
No.
Mr. Beach?
Yes.
Mrs. Podgorski?
No.
Mrs. Ryan?
Yes.
Mrs. Wolf?
No.
Dr. Cecile?
No.
Motion does not pass. Originally would stay as it currently reads.
So can I get a motion then to adopt 5.01 to 5.25?
Move that. Second, Carolyn.
Roll call, please, unless there's any other comments, conversation.
Just a comment on 5.25 staff appreciation, just a heartfelt thank you
Yes.
to everybody that works in the Reddington School District. Just want to comment.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Ms. DeVinto?
Yes.
Ms. Fiore?
Abstain from 5.22 and yes to everything else.
Mr. Lopes?
Yes.
Mrs. Menser?
Yes.
Mr. Beach?
Yes.
Mrs. Podgorski?
Yes.
Mrs. Ryan?
Yes to everything but 5.23.
Mrs. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Cecile?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to communication. Can I get a motion to adopt 6.01 to 6.03?
So move that. Second, Carolyn.
And we did not have a committee report, I believe.
Thank God.
No, exactly. That's true. No committee report this time.
I had a
Does anyone have any
on,
questions, yeah, or comments regarding this?
And I forget, I don't have it in front of me. We're going back on some of them, right? Those aren't, the ones listed are the ones that, in other words, we're gonna revisit some of these at the next meeting.
I don't recall pulling any from the agenda. They all passed
This is all for the first
For
reading?
first.
Okay.
for first read, so now this is the second read. But to your question, Randy, I have Strauss Esme coming to talk about some of the revisions that were made to your questions.
Okay.
So they're gonna come and address your questions. I was under the impression that we were moving them forward because they passed a first read and then we weren't gonna go backwards.
You know, I was asking about I asked the code of ethics one though.
Yeah,
Can you look at that one again?
yeah, I'm gonna have them talk with us about it. Strauss Esme talk with us about it. I don't have an answer yet, but I have them scheduled to come.
Well,
to
the
next
second
meeting.
reading doesn't mean it's passed.
No, it's second read and it's adoption. A second read is adoption of the
Oh,
policy.
okay, so what, but then how can we look at the code of ethics?
I thought it was just a question. I didn't think that we were pulling it from the agenda. That's my impression. I was gonna give you your answer to your question. I was not under the impression that we were pulling it off the agenda and holding it.
Is that the one where we had to do the wording if we were gonna remove that one sentence?
I held all of those policies.
That's
Didn't-
all.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
that's
put
what I
them,
thought.
I didn't even put them on for first read. I held all of them for next time. Yeah.
You okay? Mhm.
Well, I don't know, I'd like to take another look at 3211, I had a question about it. I mean, you can answer the question, but it's too late if it's already passed.
Was your question to actually make a change then, you're saying?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a question about, it was questioning.
Okay.
And I wanted to hear what they had to say about it. I mean, if they pass it, it's kind of moot. It's not a huge deal, but that's what the impression I was under.
I'm sorry if I misunderstood. Because they all passed for first read, I
Yeah,
just
no,
moved forward with them. I
sorry.
held all of the other ones. And certainly will address the question. I just didn't know that it meant that we weren't going to pass the policy. But it's up to the board if we want to hold it.
Did you want to do a motion?
I will say too, the same logic applies. I can always go back and we can always go back and change things in the future. So even if we pass it, if there's something we want to change in the future, I can always do
I appreciate it, that's fine. So we'll go ahead.
All right, thank you. Anyone else have any other questions regarding this? Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
Mrs. DePinto.
Yes.
Mrs. Fiore.
Yes.
Mr. Lopes.
Yes.
Mrs. Menzer.
Yes.
Mr. Peach.
Yes.
Mrs. Bogorski.
Yes.
Mrs. Ryan.
Yes.
Mrs. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Sucio.
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, moving on to unfinished business, the board's self-evaluation. I know that.
Go
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I know the email went out, and I do appreciate the people who that took the time, and you could spend a lot of time on it or not a lot, whatever. Thank you for doing it. The deadline actually was today. I do believe most people have finished it, and if you didn't, that's okay. It's fine. The next step is to go. It's going to be sent to. Is it when?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then we're going to get the results collectively, and then we'll go over that. And I'm not sure when. We're going over it.
So I'll say first, the deadline is just self-imposed, so if you didn't finish it, it's still open. It was just a self-imposed deadline, so you weren't doing the board self-evaluation and the superintendent evaluation at the same time, because they're both cumbersome, I guess. So if anybody needs additional time, it's open. I mean, the portal is open. I believe you can still go in there. I can just let Gwen know that there might be some more responses happening. Just give me the guidance, like before the end of the week, in the next 48 hours, and I'll just keep it open for the next 48 hours and tell her to have any other responses. If anybody wants more time, you can always email me. And then this will go on the agenda for our July retreat, and the information will be used to talk about goals for next year.
Does anyone have any questions about that? All right, thank you again for the time you put into filling that out. Appreciate it. We are now open to new business from the board.
So the May 14th board meeting is going to be a lot of fun. That's the board meeting where we recognize our retirees and our educators of the year. It's going to be just a tiny bit different this year because it's a little bit of a larger group, both our educators of the years and retirees. So starting at 6:15, which is a new time, it's a little earlier, Hollenbrook School cafeteria will have cake like we always have, but we're also having Machios do some like appetizers and refreshments for everybody. And we also have students playing and performing some live music for us as well. So a little 45 minutes of a reception down in Hollenbrook cafeteria. I'll need 5 board members to come with me back here to open the board meeting. And then we're going to go back to the cafeteria for speeches. And then we'll come back here for the board meeting. So we're keeping everything in the Hollenbrook School cafeteria because it's a larger crowd, but we just want to open the board meeting here at 7 o'clock and then head back down to the cafeteria, and then we'll finish the board meeting in this room. Last year, I recall it being pretty packed in here, and that was, I want to say like 11 or 12 honorees. This year, it's like 17. So I just thought it'd be better to keep everything down in the Hollenbrook cafeteria. And this room is better for our technology setup and acoustics for the board meeting. So we just didn't want to move the whole meeting unnecessarily. So that's the plan. 6:15, Hollenbrook cafeteria. 7 will open the meeting, and then superintendent's report will mark the agenda will happen at the cafeteria. It'll be fun.
Great, thank you. Any questions about anything? All right, we are now open to the public for anything on or off the agenda.
Hi, it's me again, Christine Freely, school counselor. I want to thank you all for really considering what I had to say this evening. I forgot to mention earlier, one of the things that school counselors have to do is forge close relationships with students. It's a huge part of our job. And making those connections to help them grow takes time. And I, have certainly put in the time to do that with this current cohort. I'm concerned about a change for them. They really have stated that. I don't want them to feel abandoned by their counselor, so I just want to reassure them that I'm not abandoning them in any way. I hope the parents share that. No, they're not listening to board meetings, but I hope parents can reassure them that that's not what's happening here. But the relationship, any counselor will tell you, the relationship between counselor and client or counselor and student is really critical to their growth. I enjoy doing that. I love working with kids. I think that's obvious to anybody that knows me, right? So I do thank you all for that, and I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Greeley. I have to say I know from personal experience, you are a fantastic counselor. And I was really happy that my son had the privilege of working with you. I know that you will serve the students well, honestly, wherever you go. And it'll certainly be beneficial. Thank you. Does anyone else have any other comments open to the public? Okay. We now move to executive session. Can I get a motion to adopt the following resolution? We resolve to adjourn to executive session in accordance with the Sunshine Law to discuss a legal matter ahead and superintendent's evaluation and training for approximately 30 minutes, at which time the board expects to return to public session where action will not be taken. The matters discussed will be made public if and when the circumstances requiring confidentiality no longer exist. However, it is not presently known when such circumstances will exist.
So move that. Second, Carolyn.
Roll call, please.
Ms. DePinto.
Yes.
Ms. Fiore.
Yes.
Mr. Lopes.
Yes.
Ms. Menzer.
Yes.
Mr. Peach.
Yes.
Ms. Bogorski.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Ms. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Suso.
Yes.